What's up, y'all? Kyle Hamilton here. I want to give a quick shout out to Lucas, Connor, and Ryan in the Week Zero podcast.
Nobody open, running out of time, finally thrown, and it is gone! Touchdown, Tyrell Roberts!
Hit backwards, up in the air, it's on the ground, it is down! It is over, and the Irish have knocked off number one Clemson!
Herbert's got it. Stiff arm again. Quarterback in the clear. Inside the 10. A hat-trick, a touchdown from Justin Herbert.
And Ryan, I don't know. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. Ryan was just disappeared, and everything's just super blurry. But welcome to the Week Zero podcast, guys. Finally, fittingly, actually for the first time in the time that we've done this, we are streaming on Week Zero because we started this week 1, week 2 last year.
Week 2.
Week 1,
Week
2.
two.
So we were a full 2 weeks early, or late, excuse me. But I am your host, Connor. Give me Corn versus Wildcats. I can't believe I actually am willing to watch Nebraska play some football. I am your host.
Let's go Nebraska. Let's go Cornhuskers, baby.
I just like how did you guys see real quick in Ireland when you're a novice driver, like when you're learning to get your permit on your car, you put a big N on the back of your window, and the N is in the exact same script as the Nebraska N. So someone was like, oh, people from Nebraska are going to come here and think, oh, Ireland's a huge Nebraska fans, but no, not really. And then Northwestern has done a very cool Irish-colored N on their helmets as well.
That's so cool having a college football game in Dublin. That's so cool.
Well, what was it? I think
It wasn't cool when Notre Dame was doing it in Dublin.
Yeah, because fuck Notre Dame.
Well, what was it? It was supposed to be 2 years ago. It was supposed to be Notre Dame versus Navy.
No, actually, we were originally supposed to play, I think. No, never mind. Yeah, it was Notre Dame.
You were supposed to play Navy. And
Yeah.
I remember seeing that, and my mom, when I was over there in Ireland with my mom, and like, oh, hey, they're playing here because we were over there to help my
Actually, we were supposed to play Wisconsin last year in Dublin, and then the year before we were supposed to play Wisconsin at Lambeau Field. So,
okay, and that COVID just effed everything up. But anyway, to my left is Ryan raising Keon for Bama. He spelled raising wrong, by the way, Fravel.
that was the point. It's because you go to Alabama, you don't know how to spell.
That's
That's
true.
probably true. That's true.
Kayvon Thibodeau did say that you don't get an education in Alabama.
we know that when you go to UNC, you definitely don't get an education with all that stuff that was going on before. And below us is Lucas Ducks by 13. You still haven't changed your name in like 2 weeks, dude.
I told you I'm not changing it until after the Georgia game. Ducks by 13, baby.
If you lose by 13, will you change it to Ducks lose by 13?
For every week
I'll change it to whatever you would like because
Okay.
I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah. So we'll try and despite this being our special week 0, literally our week 0 podcast stream, Lucas is out camping with his friends or his family, so they're all out on the river. So he wants to get this shit done as quickly as possible to join him. But real quick, guys, tomorrow night at 4? What are we doing? 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific.
Yeah. 3 p.m. CST.
So we moved it up an hour, right? Because of that guy, Sack Daddy, whatever his name is. So tomorrow we will be streaming our fantasy football draft. Josh and a few other people that have been on the show, Blake, will be members of it. Some of our friends have joined as well. I'll be also streaming it from on my side, or like you'll be able to see everything as well, which means I can't queue any players that I want, which will be because then everyone would get to see who I'm looking to get. So this will be interesting.
Are you not doing a mobile?
Well, I think you would still be able to see what I'm queuing, wouldn't you? If I'm doing it on like here on my computer, wouldn't you be able to see what I'm doing on my mobile still?
I mean, if you're streaming from your phone, I guess so.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna do like share my screen in the
Oh
sleeper.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You'd be able to
So
see UQ.
So you'll be able to see no matter what I do. That way
Yeah.
everyone can follow along what's going on and stuff. And obviously we'll have some of the guys probably join us during the stream. I know Blake said as long as I let him know ahead of time, he can join. So Blake should be here tomorrow, so that'll be fun. But yeah, guys, we'll try and get this ball rolling. It's good to get football's back.
Let's do it. I'm so
back.
excited. Connor, I'm gonna interrupt you. I am so, because I already dropped an F-bomb in the first 3 minutes, I am so fucking excited for this college football season. You do not understand how excited I am for this football season to start.
People who are NFL first fans or like people who aren't college football fans just don't understand. College football for us is like drugs. We've been fiending for months. We need it.
I'm not a college football over NFL. I'm not NFL over college football fan.
College football by a million.
I mean,
way better.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, I consider that for like the fans and stuff, definitely. But like, obviously, once the regular season is done, then it really becomes football, college or NFL season. Okay, quick question before we get started. What would you more want to see? Your college team win a title or your NFL team win a Super Bowl?
NFL.
Steve, you still want an NFL probably.
College team, because I've already seen it. I want a natty.
I'm going to NFL just because I'm sick of, like, I understand like it's how many natties you've had. But there's just like a difference when it comes to Tennessee, because Tennessee is just, I don't know. There's just a difference when it comes to that. And honestly, I think we're going to see an Oregon national championship in my lifetime and in my father's lifetime. Like, I think that's pretty much a given, like, because they're a growing program. But as of Tennessee, it's just like, I don't know. We might not ever see a Titans championship, in my lifetime or my dad's lifetime, who got me into the Titans.
I'm with Ryan. I'll take, since I've already seen my team win a Super Bowl, even though it's been 12 years or it's been a decade. I want VT mainly because that way they're no longer the only Power 5 team that's never won a championship in a team sport. Actually, apparently Kansas State is the other team, but
I don't know why, but for me, it's like, because I haven't been able to see Notre Dame win a natty since I've been alive. So it's like I've seen 2 Broncos Super Bowls. I'm just like, to me, also I feel like.
But then you've also seen them get their asses handed to them by the Seahawks.
I don't know. I also think the media talks more about a team for a longer period of time if you win in college football natty than they do a Super Bowl. Because I mean, who talks about the Rams anymore? I mean, the first month everybody's talking about how the Rams won a Super Bowl. So, I mean, I don't know. And I also just got done betting a guy, an LSU fan, $20 that he said Notre Dame will never win a national title in my lifetime. And I was like, I'll take that bet. You'll probably be dead and gone by
I just realized.
How are you going to win the money? You give it to your daughter, I guess.
Yeah.
No. Notre Dame wins the national championship 5 seconds after the game ends. He dies. So he saw it in his lifetime, but he didn't actually watch the game because he was on his deathbed. He was unaware of what was going on.
Hey, you know what? And I told the guy, I said, the Cubs win.
Dude, I would be watching that game.
I just realized Illinois is on this Pickems twice because they're playing.
Yeah, because they played 2 games within like 3 days.
That is really weird. Illinois at Indiana. I don't know who to take in that one. That's tough.
So let's start with what do we want to start with? Our Heisman favorites?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll take actually, we don't even have any banners set up. Shows yet
banners,
again.
I mean, hey, new season, nothing has changed. We are the same Week 0 podcast.
No one's watching. We're just talking at nothing, and we have nothing prepared. We are literally. I mean, you can tell. Obviously, I'm doing my Pickems right now. We're doing this by the seat of our freaking pants. Okay, do we want it? How do we want it? Do we want it like this or that?
Hey, you know what? It's what happens when you had
That's fine.
like that. Yes, like this. See, Connor. We're so bad that it's good.
That is true. So I'll go first. Number 5 for me right now. So if we just say our top 5, number 5 is probably. I didn't write this down because I didn't know how this is how we were doing this. Number 5 is probably going to be, honestly, I'm going to say JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba. I'm going to put him at number 5.
That was a name I didn't even think of, honestly.
Because I mean, him and Davion Henderson, or Travion Henderson, I think they're going to be very, very good. But I'm going to put JSN there at number 5. Number 4, I'm going to say probably Bryce Young, even though he won the Heisman last year. I'm still going to have him a little bit lower at number 4. Number 3, I'm going to have Will Anderson. Can probably switch either one of those guys, but Will Anderson is getting a lot of hype right now. So I'm going to put him at number 3. Number 2, I think I'm going to go with honestly, I think I'm going to probably go with Caleb Williams.
Ooh, okay.
And the reason why I'm going with Caleb Williams is because he has a very good supporting cast. I don't think he's going to win. Obviously, I think Oregon's going to win the Pac-12 title. So I don't think he's going to be quite a playoff type guy, but I think he's going to have some very, very good statistics this year. So I'm going to go Caleb Williams at number 2. And then obviously number 1, he has 2-1 odds in Vegas to win the Heisman. So, I mean, it's CJ Stroud by a million. CJ Stroud by a million. He's clearly the favorite right now.
Okay. I don't see an issue with that. I like that you put CJ Carr over Jackson Smith and Jigba just because quarterbacks.
CJ Stroud, you mean?
Yeah. I'm glad
Carr.
that you did that. Or that's what I meant. I'm glad that you put him over just because you know that a lot of times the quarterback is going to get credit. Unless you're kind of as average as Mac Jones was. But anyway, I'll go ahead. So, Lucas, you're going to love this. I'm taking one for the team. I'm doing it for the memes. The meme will live on.
Bo Nix, baby.
Bo Nix for Heisman. No,
dude, watch. Bo Nix, like the Oregon will somehow beat Georgia, but Bo Nix will be not the reason why, and yet he'll be like the Heisman favorite just because of winning that game.
I like that. I was very tempted to put Bo Nix in this as well. I'm not going to lie. I was very tempted.
Someone has to keep the meme alive, and someone's got to do it. So, number 4, I'm going to go Deuce Vaughn. I'm going to kind of go a little under the radar type guy.
I think Deuce will have a better season than Bijan Robinson, honestly.
I think Deuce Vaughn.
Well, it's between the 3 guys.
I don't think he's better than Bijan Robinson. I think Bijan Robinson is.
I don't think he's better. I think.
But I think
he just has a better offensive line.
Yeah, and I think he'll
have
a
better season.
Yeah.
Do you think he's better than Travion Henderson then?
I think it's kind of tough because Travion doesn't really get as much workload because of the passing game. So I think it's kind of tough, but I like Deuce Vaughn a little more. I think he's a stud, and I think he just doesn't get a lot of national love because he plays for Kansas State. But yeah,
and he's tiny, Vaughn. Isn't he? Like 5'7",
he's actually, I think he's 5'8", 5'9".
Tiny.
And then number 3, shout out to our boy Josh, Will Levis, number 3. I think he might be the second best quarterback in the SEC behind Bryce Young. I think if he can get Kentucky to a 10-2 type year, I think that's easy. I think
very easily considered.
Yep. Especially because he doesn't have a lot of the weapons that Bryce Young or CJ Stroud does. So give me Will Levis at number 3. Number 2, I'm going to go Bryce Young. He won the Heisman last year. He lost a couple of his wide receivers, but I think, Bama just reloads. So I think he's going to be there. But, I mean, we all know who's going to win the Heisman Trophy. You might as well give it to him already. He's going to throw for probably 500 yards against Notre Dame in week 1. Give me C.J. Stroud. So
I don't know why everyone's so high on him. Is it just because of Jackson Smith and
Because he
Jigba?
threw 1,000,000 yards last year, and he has a crazy receiving core.
Yeah, but he has last year.
Yeah, but honestly, I think the only reason why he wasn't as high on the Heisman is because he lost that game to Michigan. I honestly believe that's the reason.
I think the Oregon game.
The Oregon game hurt him too.
I think the Oregon game also.
But he still threw 400
let's be
yards.
I mean, C.J.
Stroud
played
touchdowns and 1 pick. Like he still went crazy.
CJ, I think a lot of people, because I think weren't people not like us, but I think Ohio State fans were kind of dogging on him during that Oregon game just because of the pick. But
he was a freshman, a true freshman.
But I think it was more of because Oregon went the next week and dropped to Stanford, and I think that gave a lot of people bad taste in their mouth. But Connor, you want to go ahead?
I think, yeah.
Sure. So for me, at 5, I kind of have a split because I feel like it could be either one of them. Now that Sam Hartman is whatever's going on with that situation, he's no longer the best quarterback in or the ACC. Now to fall on either Tyler Dykman, Van Dyke, or Devin Leary. I have them at 5 as one or the other. Because there's really no one else that I really trust in the ACC. But I also don't trust NC State. I don't see them at all being anywhere close to college football playoff. What's up, Josh? Mainly because NC State
Josh, you
has
missed
only
it,
ever
man.
won.
I had Will Levis, number 3 in the Heisman.
Yep. So yeah, NC State I don't trust mainly because they've only ever won 10 games in a season once in their entire history before last year. So I don't see that ever. I don't really see that happening. At 4, I have Caleb Williams. Unfortunately, even though I don't think USC will be close to a playoff finalist, at least this year, maybe next year, but I think there'll be a few rough games for them. At 3, the player that is pretty much unanimously considered to be the best player coming out of this next year's draft, and probably considered one of the best defensive players to ever come out of the draft, Will Anderson. He's a complete linebacker. He's an absolute game wrecker of a player. And if you're the Jags or the Texans, or the Jets drafting at number 1 overall, you might be willing to take him over another quarterback and try and figure it out from there. But because he's a centerpiece type player that you can rely on going forward. At 2, I have C.J. Stroud, and then 1 at Bryce Young. Until C.J. Stroud wins the Heisman, he's going to be below Bryce Young, at least for now, at least before the games start. That's just how I see it.
I don't see an issue.
Do you think Bryce Young can seriously make a push? Yeah, do you think he could seriously make a push to be the second player to ever win 2 Heismans?
He plays for Bama, so Bama just reloads, so you never know.
I mean, the only reason I say no is because while Bama does reload, he's got a lot of young receivers that haven't played at all. I mean, they lost John Mechie, Jamison Williams. So, I mean, I think there's going to be the first.
It's kind of funny.
Weeks.
I don't think I could actually name a single wide receiver that Bama actually has now.
That's the thing. Is they're all sophomores and freshmen from what I've seen. So
but they're all 4 or 5 stars. But my thing about the Heisman voting too is that you're always going to have kind of different things until something completely changes it. Like when you have a Johnny Manziel who became the first freshman, albeit redshirt freshman, but he was still the first freshman to ever win the Heisman.
and then Winston was the first.
He was undeniable. He was undeniably the best player in college football the year that he won the Heisman. So I think Bryce Young the only way that he could be a 2-time Heisman winner is if he is just undeniable. So he would have to be so much better than CJ Stroud, which I have dirt on my hand. That's funny. He would have to be so much better than CJ Stroud or Will Anderson or whoever is, number 2. He would have to be that much better than them. And I don't really see that happening with Bryce Young, but you never know with Bama. If he wins, if he goes to the playoff, he goes undefeated, beats Georgia again in the title, or a undefeated Kentucky or something like that.
See, and I also think people, when you're talking about Heisman favorites, I think you also have to bring into the fact Heisman moment opportunities. And this might be a hot take because the SEC, I think, is really good this year. I think CJ Stroud has more Heisman moment games than what Bryce Young does.
He has more opportunities.
I think the non-conference. I think the non-conference really gets. You play Notre Dame week 1. That's a Heisman moment game right there.
Well, usually the Heisman moment usually takes place later in the season. I can only think of one player that had his Heisman moment early in the season. That was Lamar. Florida State.
And Marcus Mariota against Michigan State week 2. He did the same thing. But the thing is, too, about Bryce Young, it's like we beat Michigan State, who was ranked top 10 by 40.
That was a really big game. Wasn't game day at that game?
Yeah, they were at that game. We beat them by 40 or something like that. Something crazy. I was at that game, actually, in the booth. But the thing about Bryce Young is that he plays such good teams so often, whereas CJ Stroud, he might have a Heisman moment in say the Michigan game, say Michigan's good again, he might have a Heisman moment there. But Bryce Young could have the Heisman moment like he did last year in the SEC title game, where he just dogged Georgia, which is kind of funny, pun intended. But he absolutely dogged Georgia and won the Heisman based off of that game alone. So,
isn't the Heisman voting before?
It's after the conference title.
It is after? Okay.
I think it's after the conference title week is when they start doing Heisman voting, and then it's right before the Bowls. Because Mariota won it before, right before the Florida State game.
See, that's another thing, though. I think you also got to look at the team's record. I have Bama going into the SEC title 11-1. I think they lose one game. I have Ohio State going undefeated. I think they easily go 13-0, and I don't think it's even close. So I think you put CJ Stroud, big week 1 against Notre Dame, Heisman moment. Say he makes a couple plays, throws for 500+ yards, 4 touchdown passes, and then he continues to just. Because let's be real, Ohio State's probably going to blow out everybody else on the schedule besides maybe Michigan.
Notre Dame and Michigan. Notre Dame and Michigan are probably the only teams that won't blow out.
But at the same time, Ohio State, despite this, they kind of have an occasional Oklahoma moment where they win a close game.
The difference between Ohio State and Oklahoma, though, Ohio State will have an Oklahoma game and still win. Oklahoma loses those games. Ohio State, they'll look at what they did week 1 last year against Minnesota. They struggled against Minnesota. I think they gave up almost 300 yards rushing week 1, and they pulled that game out. Oklahoma, that's the difference. Oklahoma, once you get them down and they're in a game that they're not supposed to be competitive, they don't come back.
Well, and then you have to look at, too, the people that CJ Stroud has around him. So you're going to get guys that are going to be drawn into Trayvon Henderson. You're going to get guys that are drawn into Marvin Harrison Jr., who had 3 touchdowns in the Rose Bowl. You're going to have Jackson Smith and Jigba, who had 300 yards in the Rose Bowl.
And is probably the best, and is the best wide receiver in the country.
Yeah, you're going to have these guys that are just insane. So then I will ask, like, if you have a guy like CJ Stroud, say he throws 400 yards per game, but, you know, at the end of the season, 1,700 yards of those are by Jackson Smith and Jigba. Do you give that to CJ Stroud over JSN?
I think if you think about what like Devontae Smith, he just
he had what 2,100 yards.
Well, the thing with that though,
I can't remember.
The thing with that though was Devontae Smith was just so good that he was better than you. There was like Devontae Smith, and then every other Alabama wide receiver.
But also, Mac Jones was not as good. Mac Jones
wasn't flashy.
Mac Jones was not as good as CJ Stroud, but that offense is historically good. That Alabama team was.
Mac Jones kind of reminded me of like a little bit like he was a like 2 times better version of AJ McCarron, like in my opinion.
Nobody wins games like AJ McCarron, dude. That guy had a crazy record in college.
But he wasn't he the quarterback for the kick 6 game?
Yes.
For McCarron? Yeah, he was, yeah.
But he won 2 natties. And
that is true. Who was the guy that's before McCarron though? What was his? Who was
Greg McElroy.
McElroy, that's the one.
Yeah.
He was the one that won. He was the one that beat Texas.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was McElroy, then it was McCarron.
AJ McCarron. It was Blake Sims. Blake Sims.
Then they had Coker first.
Coker, and then Blake Sims.
Coker, Blake Sims, and then who was after that? Was that then Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts. Yep.
Yeah, it was Jalen Hurts. Tua.
Okay. Yeah, so that had a weird stretch. Okay. So I decided to add this. I think even though we've already kind of done the previews, I think we could quickly go through
conference winners.
Just the conference winners
Just
who we think will win the conferences. Real quick, just each of us give. I guess we'll just go from the order that we did.
Power 5.
Power 5. We'll just do the same order we did. ACC.
ACC title. I think it's going to be Clemson. I really do.
Clemson. Who do you say? Clemson versus who though? Here, let's also do.
I think it's probably. I can't remember what the divisions are. Just because
Miami, Virginia Tech.
Miami.
Probably.
Miami, Virginia Tech.
I can't remember what I said before, but I'm probably going to say Miami. So Clemson versus Miami. I think Clemson ends up winning that game. I don't know if that makes them a playoff team, but I think Clemson wins the title.
Okay. I'm going NC State, Miami. I think NC State wins, but I think both teams are like a 2-loss team going into the ACC title. So
okay. And I'll also say Clemson, Miami, and I'll say Clemson wins, but I'm with Lucas. I'm not sure if Clemson.
I don't think anybody.
Sorry,
let me ask you guys.
Did you see that Colin Cowherd had Virginia Tech like 18th?
Yeah, he had us above both of your guys' teams. He had us above Notre Dame.
He had Notre Dame at 25. Like, come on.
And then he had
how amazing is that?
He had what? I think it was USC and Texas were 3 and 4.
He had UCLA as a top 10 team.
That's so awesome. Anyways, let's move on. But that's amazing.
You're making me now need to look up that whole segment.
But no, we can go ahead really quick.
Okay, let's go.
Let me ask you guys this. Hold on, before we move on.
Okay.
How many wins? How many losses over under 2? If the over under is 2 for the ACC title, for the ACC champions, over under 2 losses.
ACC title?
Yep.
So the title winner?
Genuinely think under 2 losses. I think Clemson only loses 2 games.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
like,
I guess
that's
even.
Just a push. That's push. That's even or a push. I think
Clemson only loses 2 games.
Yeah, he had Louisville at 9, and obviously Josh was not happy about that.
He
had Louisville at 9?
Yeah, he did.
His credibility just immediately went out the window.
There you go. And now it's a Week 0 podcast because now we've had a dog barking.
Hey, it's a point, though. Guys, I don't even know why we even get worked up about Colin Cowherd anymore. He's the same guy that said Drew Lock was going to make Denver a Super Bowl contender again. So
He
I
also,
mean,
he also
Okay,
hated
let's move
the
on.
Lamar pick, and then he was riding all over and then he was riding Lamar for a while, and now he's down off.
Miley.
Now he's off him again. He swings wildly. It's crazy.
Come here.
go ahead, Lucas. Let's move on to
Let's move on. What do we Big
Big
12?
Big 12.
Yep.
Big 12. So that's just the 2 teams out of the 10 that make it.
I don't know what I said before, and I may be contradicting myself, but as of right now, I'm gonna say Oklahoma State. I think.
and who else? Who are they playing though?
I
Are they
don't
playing
remember
Oklahoma?
the divisions.
They
Well, it's
don't
not
have
a
They don't
divisions.
have divisions. That's right.
Yeah, it's not
No.
divisions. Baylor.
I'm gonna say Baylor again. I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be a repeat. And I think Oklahoma gets their win. I do think that Baylor is going to lose a couple. I think they're probably going to go in with 3 losses, and I'm hoping that one of them is against BYU in week 1 or no, week 2.
Lucas, you and me both. We need BYU to be a top 15 team.
Oh, you got. Oh, is
I'm
that
gonna-
what? Oh, you guys.
I'm
play-
going to
oh, you
be at
guys are
that
playing them
Oregon
next year?
BYU game.
Nice.
I'm going to be at the Oregon BYU game week 3.
I'm probably going to be at the Virginia Tech Wofford game. Let's go.
I'll actually
Hell
be
yeah.
at the Notre Dame Clemson game. So
So yeah, I got
yeah.
Oklahoma State winning it. I do think that Spencer Sanders is going to have a better year. He's been notorious for having bad games or for playing bad in big games. But I think he's going to play well, and I think he's going to end up getting that dub and finally getting Oklahoma State back to a promising bowl game. I don't think they're going to be a playoff team, but a promising bowl game.
they'll be in the Fiesta Bowl again.
See the thing about this, Josh. The thing about this is I genuinely can see Oregon beating Georgia week 1
And then losing
to BYU. Yeah. That sounds like something Virginia Tech would do. Beat Ohio State
that's
and
a
then
ducking
lose, and then
thing.
lose to a team.
That's what we
Oregon
call
thing to do.
ducking. That's what we call ducking.
Yeah, they're ducking. They're ducking BYU and they lose to them.
But
Okay,
I'll go
Ryan.
ahead. So this is easy for me. Baylor, Kansas State in the Big 12 title. I think this might be a hot take. Oklahoma State both missed the Big 12 title. Kansas State, I like what they brought in. What was his Martinez from Nebraska? I think it's a fresh start.
Taylor
for him.
Martinez?
Yep, Taylor Martinez or Adrian Martinez.
It's one of those too because I forgot they've had multiple
Yeah.
Martinez's there.
So I'm going. Give me K-State and Baylor, but I think Baylor wins the title again.
Yeah, I think so. For me, I think Oklahoma State and Oklahoma, they're going to drop off. Oklahoma State losing their defensive coordinator to Ohio State. The defense is not going to be as good. Spencer Sanders will, be bad in some games, and I think Oklahoma is going to take a step back.
Also, think about this: with Oklahoma State's top 3 running backs all transferred out.
So that definitely
I
hurts.
still think their quarterback he's experienced and he's going to be good enough. I think to get in there.
And then for Oklahoma, I think Brett Venables will have a learning curve. He's never been a head coach. I think there's going to be some growing pains. They had a few players. They lost both Spencer Rattler and Caleb Williams. They have Dylan Gabriel coming in. Who is he coming? Is he coming off of an injury? Right?
Yeah, he had a really bad.
Yeah.
injury.
So
He
we'll
only
have
played
so
like 2 games last year, I think. And then
we'll have to. So we'll have to wait and see about him. I think Oklahoma State will kind of take a step back. So I do think Baylor will win. Yeah, I think maybe Oklahoma State might be able to make the game, but I think Baylor's going to repeat. I think
Baylor's I think Baylor's up here, and I think everybody else is kind of right here.
Yeah. So let's go now to
It's
Pac-12.
the Pac-12. Yep.
Let's go to Pac-12.
Pac-12, and I believe this year it's also going to be the top 2 teams.
There's no divisions anymore?
No, they went away from that. I can't remember if it's this year or next year that they're going to go to that, but I'm going to just say it's this year.
I know the ACC is going away from that next year, so they're doing that as well. No more divisions next year.
I want to say it's this year, so I'm going to go with – obviously, I'm going to go with my Ducks. I think they're going to be really good. Obviously, listening to Dan Lanning, it's just been different listening to Dan Lanning and how he's talking compared to how Mario Cristobal talked. They're just – they asked him who's going to be the starters for this first week, and Lanning said, "I don't see that being an advantage for the Oregon Ducks, telling who the starters are. So I'm not going to say shit." So that might
Utah again.
that alone tells me that Dan Lanning is just different. So I'm going to go with the Ducks. I think that Bo Nix is actually going to have a good season, probably one of his best seasons. He's reunited with Kenny Dillingham. I'm going to go with the Ducks, and I think they're probably going to end up playing USC just because I think that USC very well could go undefeated this season because they're playing a cupcake schedule. I think they could easily go undefeated and end the season 12-0. And I think that Oregon's going to end up beating them. I think they're just tougher. They got better athletes. And so, I got my Ducks. Winning that.
So I'm going Oregon, Utah. I just hope for Lucas's sake, it's not
a crushing defeat.
Yeah,
again.
It's not an embarrassing defeat, which the difference between Mario and Dan.
Do they play each other in regular season as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's the same week as it was last year. It's like 3 weeks before the end of the season.
That just means it's going to be a repeat. You're just going to get crushed.
It's at Autzen, though. It's different.
Okay, never mind.
So the difference being, I think that Oregon, well, I think you lose to them in the regular season. I think you play them again in the Pac-12 title. I could realistically see you guys being 10-2 going to the title and losing to them. But I also would be cautious. I think UCLA is a team that people in the Pac-12 aren't talking enough about. DTR is back healthy this year. And like I said, when Blake was on the show, 6 weeks into the season last year, DTR was an early season Heisman candidate. So I'd be careful. I think UCLA can kind of be that team that like nobody's talking about and could make the Pac-12 title. But I think Oregon's just the better team. I think Bo Nix has a really good season. But I think Utah is just – it's kind of the same thing with Baylor. I think Utah is just better than everyone else in the conference right now. I think USC is theirs too, but I think USC is a year away.
I have UCLA as my third best Pac-12 team coming into the season. I really do. I think that USC could go undefeated, but I think that UCLA is a very good squad, and they could be very, very good as long as Chip Kelly can coach them right and do the right things.
Okay.
They did, however, lose their top 2 receivers, being Chase Cota, who transferred to Oregon, and then obviously Kyle Phillips, who's now a Tennessee Titan. So, you never know how that could go. But anyways, Connor.
So real quick, that Colin Cowherd top 25 was not actually his. Someone just made it up. And the tweet that came out, the tweet that was sent out has been deleted because Colin Cowherd said no one was close to my opinion. And he's like, so yeah, he said that that's not his actual opinion on the top 25.
Okay.
So someone, I guess, was just doing it for likes and stuff because obviously it's no longer there. You can't even find it anymore.
I was going to say, Louisville top 10, you're smoking that good.
Texas top 5 is even crazier, honestly. Okay,
all right, so let's go ahead. So
I'm just going to do a repeat. I think I haven't gotten. I think it'll be Oregon, probably Oregon, Utah, chalk again. Maybe I honestly have no idea how the Pac-12 is going to go because they just eat each other alive because they don't have because that's just usually what happens with the Pac-12. They just kill each other. It doesn't matter who wins. I think I don't really know who's going to win, but because whichever team wins is not going to be in the playoffs. Let's just be honest, because there's only been one team from the Pac-12 to make the playoffs.
Whoa. Don't you disrespect the Pac-12.
Okay, whatever. Okay, Big Ten. Are we just going to say, okay, Ohio State.
Big Ten. Ohio State's winning. It's
Iowa. Lucas, let's be real. It's chalk. It's Wisconsin, Iowa, or Nebraska.
Who cares who they
Nebraska.
Who cares who they play? Hey, Nebraska's going to be nice. Don't disrespect. But also, who
They're gonna
cares
be
who
a very
Ohio
nice.
State
They're gonna be
plays?
a very nice 4-8, and Scott Frost is gonna be fired week.
No, actually, no. Nebraska will be
I
probably
think they're gonna be
9-3.
good.
I think
they're
9-3.
going to be good.
9-3
But
is not
Ohio State's going to
absolutely
go 13-0.
crush whoever the hell they play in the Big Ten title.
Yeah. Okay.
Ohio State's going 13-0. It's
Okay.
I'm
So
sorry.
Big Ten or Ohio State. Okay. SEC. Are we saying Alabama, Georgia repeat championship?
I'm sticking to what I said on the stream. Alabama, Kentucky. Alabama, Kentucky for the for SEC title. Alabama smacks the crap out of Kentucky, but hey, Josh, at least
Josh
you
is
made it
Josh is in Atlanta for the game. He's in Atlanta for the game, and then he's no. This is what's going to happen. Josh is going to be at the game, right? Kentucky comes out and scores a touchdown, right? And then they somehow force an early turnover. They're driving for a touchdown to make it a 2-score game, right?
They kick a field goal, right?
They kick a field goal and it's 10-0, and then Alabama rattles off 35 straight points. And then
I'm going to be honest with you guys.
And then Kentucky scores once again to make it a 35-17 final.
I might change some things. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think Georgia goes 12-1, winning the SEC title for the second straight year after losing to Oregon in week 1.
They didn't win the title last year.
Or no, yeah, that's right. That's right. You're right.
You don't think you're not? I thought in the SEC stream you had Tennessee. What happened?
Yeah,
I had Tennessee. I had Tennessee going. But
is Tennessee in Alabama's division or Georgia's?
Georgia's.
I've been listening to obviously like a lot of preview stuff with Oregon versus Georgia. I've been listening to a lot of Georgia stuff, and they probably have their offense is good, man. It's really freaking good, and they have the best tight end duo in all of college football.
Okay, I was about to say, don't say best tight end. That's debatable right there.
I think they have the second best tight end, but easily the best tight end duo because they have one of the best tight ends to ever come out of high school that transferred to Georgia, plus Shane Bowen, right? Is that his name?
Bowen.
I think so.
I don't know.
That guy's an animal. And then they always have good running backs. They got good receivers. Like I really do think that this team is going to be really good. I think they're going to end up winning the SEC
I tell you
title
what, though,
and going
this
back
year,
to the playoffs.
I think Lucas, you can agree. No SEC team will finish undefeated this year. I think everyone will at least have one loss. I think
I'll give you that.
Yeah, I think Arkansas is really good. I think Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Tennessee, Kentucky. I mean, Florida, you never know with them. I mean,
Easily.
This might be the best SEC ever.
So you guys say Bama, I say Georgia.
Yeah.
Moving on,
College
we're going to
football
go
playoff
to
predictions.
College football playoff predictions. All right.
Just top four. Just top four, not who's winning.
Number four. Number 4, I got U of O. I really am confident that they're going to end up running the table and they're going to end up getting in that top 4. I really am. Number 2, the Oregon Ducks.
Okay.
Number 2. Yep. Number 2.
Number 3.
Number 3, I have the 11-1 Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Wow.
Number 2, I have
Virginia Tech.
I have the 12-1. Number 2, I have the 12-1 Georgia Bulldogs.
No, I literally about fell out of my chair because Lucas
what was that sound? I swore
it was my chair creaking because I about fell.
I'll give you my records. So number 1, I have the 12-1 Oregon Ducks.
Okay.
Or number 4, I mean.
Yeah.
The 4 seed.
Number 4, I have the 12-1 Oregon Ducks. I think they're probably going to end up losing a game. Number 3, I have the 11-1 Notre Dame Fighting Irish, who's going to lose the first game of the season, but then run the table.
And then I have to play Ohio State again.
Number 2, no. Number 2, I have the 12-1 Georgia Bulldogs. And then number 1, I have the 13-0 Ohio State Buckeyes.
Oh,
And I think
yeah, so
Oregon's going to run
1-4.
it back with the Buckeyes in the playoff game and probably get fucking ran out the house.
So are you taking Ohio State as the winner though? Even though we didn't say we were going to do that.
Oh God! Wait!
At
I
the
gotta
end
know
of
the
the day,
Notre Dame
I
Georgia.
think it's going to be. I think Ohio State's going to end up winning that game. I think that Georgia's probably going to win. It's going to be Ohio State, Georgia, and I think, honestly, I think that Georgia could repeat. I really do. I really
See,
think
Lucas, this is when we need
I
an
really
Oregon
do.
Notre Dame natty. That's what we need.
I would love that, Ryan. I would love that, but I really do think that
I
Georgia
will
can
tell
repeat.
you this right now.
Count it
Lucas,
here on the Week 0 podcast. Week 0, I'm saying Georgia repeats, and their only loss on the season is against the Oregon Ducks. I'm calling it right now.
Okay,
Connor.
Lucas, I'm telling this right now for everybody that knows. If Notre Dame ever plays Oregon or Virginia Tech in a natty,
Or in a playoff
in a
playoff
playoff game,
game.
we are. I am paying for tickets, and we are flying your butts out, and we are all going to the
You're
game.
you're going to pay for both of us,
Yes, we are.
You're paying
That is
for
the
all-
thing.
doesn't
That
matter.
is the thing.
dude. I go.
I'll go to that.
No. I remember my neighbor. I was just like, what happened if Washington and the Ravens ever played each other in a Super Bowl? He's like, I'd pay for you and me and my son to go to get it for tickets. He's like, I'm paying for you guys.
There you
for
go.
this show."
There you go. All right, Ryan, your top 4. I
Ryan.
got Oregon.
All right.
I got
So,
Oregon.
He's gonna have Notre Dame number
Georgia,
1.
Ohio State.
No, Notre Dame.
I will
doesn't
fully
make it.
admit,
Notre-
I do.
I don't have
Dame,
Notre
think,
Dame
was-
making the playoff this year. I actually don't.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
And here's why. So I think number 1, Ohio State, 13-0. I'm going to kind of go 1-4. Number 2, I think Alabama, 12-1 SEC champs. Number 3, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put Utah in. I think Utah is a 12-1 Pac-12 champ. So give me the Utes. And then number 4, and it's going to pain me to say this, I'm going to go Michigan, number 4. I think that Michigan's going to be way worse of a team than they were last year. But I think the Big Ten is going to take a big step down this year. And did you guys see the schedule I put? Like their out of conference schedule where they got to play Colorado State,
Yes, but
UConn,
Wait,
their
who's
Big
this?
Ten schedule is still hard.
What team is this? Ohio State.
Michigan. Michigan plays Colorado State, UConn, and Hawaii. Week 1, 2, and 3. 2 of the teams that had one of the teams had 1 win last year, and the other one had 0. So,
Oh my God, guys! So you read about what happened with Matt Araiza, right?
yeah.
The punter for the Bills tonight is Matt Barkley. The QB
You're
is punting
joking.
for their preseason game.
It's weird that they're not letting him play because, like, here's the thing, and this is for all the people out there.
They let Deshaun Watson play.
Accusations don't mean shit in the law. Let me tell you that right now. Accusations don't mean shit.
It is very
anything
bad
is
when
proven-
read though, but
Until anything is proven, nothing matters. So if it's proven, he's the biggest piece of shit in the world and he deserves to be in the deepest, darkest depths of hell. But if whoever is making these accusations are lying, they should be in that same spot because that is.
See, the thing
I think
is,
it's a money grab. Personally,
Lucas-
I think it's a money grab. I think somebody's trying to get the same thing that they got from Deshaun Watson, which is a lot of money. Now, I don't know if the Deshaun Watson stuff is real.
Well, I don't know if you see
he
that,
really did
Lucas.
it.
The NFL did their own investigation and said that there was some validity to not all of the claims, but some of the claims. They did find evidence of sexual assault on the part of Deshaun Watson. So
Okay, that's great. But also, I think
okay, guys, let's
There-
not get.
I know
into
I'm
this.
going on a tangent, but a lot of times you see these people that see these things like what happened to Deshaun Watson. They're like, oh, I knew Matt Araiza when I was in high school and we boned or whatever. I'm going to call that sexual assault so I can get a shitload of money. Like
Basically, the Peyton Manning situation.
Here's my thing, though. Yeah, here's my thing. If it happened, Matt Ariza needs to be in, San Quentin prison. Like, he needs to be in prison, 100%. He's the biggest piece of shit in the world. But if it didn't, I pray for that man. I hope that he gets the biggest compensation on the fucking planet, and he gets to be the punk god.
Because other players that were accused and got blackballed never got anything,
which is terrible. He needs to be. I mean, if it didn't happen, his punk god shit needs to skyrocket. He needs to start selling merch that says punk god on it. Like, I don't know. I feel for the man if he didn't do it. If he did do it, fuck that guy.
But I will say this disclaimer before we move on. We're not saying he's guilty or he's innocent. Just wait till the facts come out.
It hurts my soul, man. It hurts my soul for some of these people. Because, Connor, you would know. I know I'm going on a big fucking tangent, but you would know about that guy that he was like a concessionary dude for one of the baseball teams and spent like 2 years or something in prison and then ended up like everything was fake. I want to say he played he was like a dude for the Dodgers or something like a.
Oh, he played. Well, do you remember I don't know if you guys ever watched that Brian Banks movie? The guy who played for the Falcons.
Well, that's it's the football player.
Yeah, he played for the Falcons and he spent like 20 years in prison. His whole NFL career was wasted. He got completely bashed in the media, and I found out the woman came out and said that she admitted about lying, and he spent 20 years in prison.
And it was like that guy from Baylor.
I've had two friends. I've had two close friends be accused, and one got suspended from school. The other got kicked out. Both times the girls lied. And even one time when I had to give my side of what happened to the police, I asked, do you believe her? And the police officer, who was the woman, was like, no, we do not believe her at all, but we still have to take your friend in, unfortunately. And even though he wasn't charged and the police never did anything, the school still sided with the girl. Even though she should have been charged for lying to the police.
The big
you remember that picture? Yeah, that picture where he's just all shredded and he's standing there at the coin toss.
Shane Oakman.
Yeah, and then they found out that the lady or the chick lied about it the whole time, and then he ended up like his whole.
The thing with him though,
everything was ruined.
The thing.
Well, he also had other problems too.
Lucas, the thing with him though wasn't just that; it was also because that was the same time that Art Briles got fired because there were like over 100 different cases of sexual assault that was never investigated, and Art Briles just offered to pay girls to shut up and not go to the police about it. So
fucked up. He should never be able to coach a team again, and the fact that he is right now is why everything.
Isn't it like high? Isn't he? Is he in like high school level?
Don't care. That guy should be eating scraps off the fucking floor of the McDonald's. Like, that guy's the biggest piece of shit.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
the Duke lacrosse team. I forgot about that too.
I did forget. Anyways, Matt Ariza, if he's a good guy, he's a good guy. If he's not, he's not. But
let's move on. So,
Connor,
your top four.
Did you give yours? I didn't. Yeah, I don't remember if you did.
I did. Mine was Ohio State 1, Ohio State 1, Alabama 2, Utah 3, Michigan 4.
And Georgia 4?
No, Michigan. 4.
Sorry, my sneeze blocked that out. Literally, I couldn't hear you. Okay. I'm gonna go Bama 1, Ohio State 2, Georgia 3, Utah 4. I'm just winging it off the top of the dome. Okay, and then this is real quick before we get to the Pickems. What is the most exciting game of Week 0? What is the one game that we
each pick a different one?
So for me,
you have to choose a different one.
Yep.
Okay.
A different one. For me, it's going to be really hard not to say Nebraska Northwestern just because the doubling game, I think it's going to be awesome. I'm going to go with the backyard brawl, though.
God damn it, that was going to be mine.
West Virginia, Pittsburgh. I think that's going to be the best game this weekend. I think it's going to be really fun to watch, and I can't wait to watch it. I think it's going to –
what time
it's actually next Thursday. The
That
Thursday.
is the Nebraska game.
I don't know what
'cause
time
know
it is.
Because they're like
They're different
6
games.
hours ahead.
They're different days though. This Saturday is the Nebraska game, but next Thursday is the Backyard Brawl. I think that's going to be the best game before week 1. I think it's going to be really fun to watch, and I can't wait to see how Pittsburgh does without Pickett.
Josh, are you saying are we keeping track of our predictions?
Yep,
Yes, we are.
I feel like we should have done that. Did you guys write yours down? So,
I did.
1.
Mhm.
Damn, I'm literally just.
And actually, I take
2.
it back. I'm gonna switch my Michigan out with Baylor just because
Baylor number 4.
Yeah, Baylor number 4. I forgot that Baylor would have been a Big 12 title or Big 12 champion. So
All right.
It could be.
All right.
either
What's
Utah
your
or
favorite?
Baylor.
What's your favorite game, Ryan?
So since you took the one I was gonna take, I'm gonna go
And
ahead.
then I was gonna take. That was the one we were all gonna take because that's about the only game that.
I'm gonna go Vandy at Hawaii. No, I'm just kidding. That's gonna be the worst of the worst.
That might be a good game though, because they both suck.
Vandy's gonna lose though because they have to travel 9,000 miles or whatever.
But no, I'm actually gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say.
Oh, Josh. Okay, Josh. What is yours? Josh, what is your top 5? While Ryan gives his. Put it in the comments.
I'm gonna go with the Virginia Tech at Old Dominion game.
Let's go. Honestly, I was very close to picking that one too because I think it's going to be a decent game. And
I do
Virginia
too.
Tech-
As long as
Virginia
they do
Tech-
not wear the same uniforms, white helmet, orange shirt, orange jersey, white pants. If they wear the exact same uniform,
I
will not
think
be
VT
happy.
is a way better team, but I think it's going to be a close game just because it's at ODU.
I think it's gonna be in their head too. I do think that's
Look,
gonna be.
the only good thing about it is that I don't think there's any player on the team. There's no players on the team that were on that team that lost to ODU because that was 2018. So I doubt there's anyone
That's
left
not
on
the
the
thing.
team.
I think it's more. The ODU fans are gonna be probably just saying.
I
it
wouldn't be
before-
surprised if this game is sold out and there'll be like 4 years later, 4 years. Remember 4 years ago?
Well, Luke,
4
Connor,
years
are you
ago.
ready when you watch the broadcast? They're gonna show the.
I'm just gonna mute it and not look. And I swear to God, it better not be on CBS Sports Network because that's what the game was on last year. That's what it was on last time, and that's what they lost on. Because I couldn't watch the game, I only was getting the.
I actually need to look this
ESPN
up
updates.
now.
You gotta look it up. You gotta let me know what is it being played on? Because I know they play. It's on. Well, no, wait. What am I looking? ESPNU. Virginia.
I hate to do this. I hate to do this, but I do got to go pretty soon. So let's.
Okay.
Okay.
So real quick,
What's yours?
BT. Want to guess how much they're favored by? Guess.
They're
Just
only
guess.
favored by 8 points.
8.5.
Sounds about right.
Okay. For me, honestly, now that you guys took that, I wouldn't mind Nebraska Northwestern. I also have Penn State Purdue, but I think one that's going to be kind of interesting just because of also what the crazy history is Central Michigan at Oklahoma State.
Oh
I
yeah.
like that. I like
Central
that.
Michigan
Because
does
the
it.
Central
was it
Michigan
the
does-
undefeated season or whatever for Oklahoma
Yeah,
State.
if Oklahoma State hadn't lost that game, they would have been undefeated going into the championship game, and they probably would have been like top 3 or 4. They were I think they were ranked 5th, and then they lost in the championship, in the Big 12 championship game.
Didn't Mike Gundy put it on his add it as a win on the bowl?
Yeah,
game?
because the final play wasn't supposed to happen. I can't remember the reason why, but that play was not supposed
because
to
it was like
happen.
a hold or something, some shit. It should have
it was something that happened. I don't remember. Okay, but that's what I say. Okay,
Okay.
I like it.
we didn't even do any of the banners of the games.
It's fine. We'll just fly it by
We'll figure it out next week. We're
Next
kind of
year.
fly it by the
well, it'll take us. I mean, at this rate, it will take us forever.
Hey,
to
I'll
figure
go
this
by
shit
the
out.
first game. First game I'm going by my list.
So,
Okay,
so Nevada.
First game,
Let's
Nevada
see
at
What are the
Nevada
actual games?
at New Mexico State.
I got it right here. I can read them out.
Nevada at New Mexico State. Well, I'll go through and I'll just say my next whatever. I have Nevada in this game. I have no flipping idea how Nevada's going to be, but I got Nevada in this one.
Well, New Mexico
over
State
New
was
Mexico.
terrible last year. I think they were one of the worst teams.
Yeah, they were terrible. So Nevada.
Okay.
Next year, let's go. We'll figure it out next year.
All right,
Ryan.
go ahead, Ryan.
Nevada, the Fighting Carson Strongs.
Easily.
Yeah, give me Nevada. The game
right.
that Nebraska at Northwestern in Dublin.
I got Nebraska. I got my boys, the old Cornhuskers. I think that what's his face? Thompson is gonna. I think he's gonna have a good season.
He was your
Casey
man
Thompson.
crush last
He
year.
was my boy last year for Texas, and I think he's gonna have a good year this year with Nebraska. Give me at least another season with Scott Frost. I think he's gonna win this game.
Okay.
Wait, Josh, are we also doing your own? Okay, Josh is also doing. Josh, you need to put down your college football playoff finalists as well. Put down those real quick, and then I'll put you down as who you're picking as well. So you're taking. Josh is taking Nevada.
All right,
So
go
I'm
ahead,
good.
Ryan.
Give me the Cornhuskers. They're going to be picking corn all the way back home from Ireland when they get this win. They don't have Adrian Martinez anymore, the turnover machine. So yeah, give me the Cornhuskers, the Big Red.
Yeah, give me Nebraska. I mean, it's a game between 2, 3, and 9 teams, but Nebraska was what 7, 8 points away from being like 9-3 last year, I think.
Undefeated, dude.
Really? They were
Every game that they lost
Yeah.
was within 7 points.
They literally could have gone undefeated if it wasn't for just a couple plays. Like they should have beat Oklahoma, they should have beat Ohio State. Like they came super close.
Okay, Josh. So he's got Bama 1. He's got Bama 1.
All right, the next game is UConn at Utah State. Obviously, I'm going Utah State. UConn is not good, and they're not going to be anytime soon.
Jim Moore Jr.
UConn is what we call FCS Junior. So
they're FBS. No, it's FBS Junior because they
should be in the FCS. Actually,
Yes.
no, they should be Division 2. Because North Dakota State would whoop the crap out of them every time
They should be Division 3 at this rate.
But actually, believe it or not, I'm going to go with the Huskies in this game. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay,
Shut up.
okay. UConn versus
Like, shut up.
UConn versus Presbyterian. Who wins?
Oh, God.
UConn.
Give me the blue hose.
The blue hose. Josh, we need
Hey,
your answer.
Just so happens, our team of the year is actually one of the teams that are playing a Division 1 team this week. So, just so you know.
Wait, Southern Miss?
Southern Miss, who are they playing?
Yep.
Wait, you didn't put them on the list?
They need to be on the list.
I swear I had them on here.
Ah!
That is disrespectful.
Where did
UConn
I?
is the worst.
I
UConn is the
really not
worst
have 'em?
team not named Vanderbilt. Fair enough. That's just an easy answer. Utah. We're also taking Utah State. I'm going to put that Josh down as Utah State.
Wait, I swear to God I had them on here. I'm tripping.
UConn is playing Utah State, Josh. Utah State's pretty good. I mean, didn't they win their conference? They beat San Diego State for the Mountain West last year. And it got really quiet. I think Utah State won the Mountain West last year. So yeah.
Oh, they're not playing. Yeah, they are. Why did I not put them on here? That's so dumb. Okay, so they are playing. Oh, that's why, because they're not playing this week. Okay. They're playing they're playing week 1. They're playing
Southern
week 1
Miss
against
plays
Liberty.
Miami Hurricanes week 1.
No, they
I'm
play
thinking
week
Southern
1.
Miss.
What?
Ooh, Liberty?
They play Liberty week 1.
Oh, I thought it was Miami.
Wait, is that next Saturday?
Yeah, it's actually week 1, not week 0.
So that'll be on
That's
our
why
show
I didn't put them on here.
Yeah, that'll be on our show Friday.
So we have Utah State. Okay, next game. We're all picking Utah State, right?
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
also, real quick, since VT's game is next week at 7:00, so either we can start early or I'll just have it on the TV right next to me playing while we're streaming. I won't be paying attention and screaming my head off.
Yeah.
we'll just go at 7:00,
next
and I'm
game.
not going to be paying attention.
Our next game is Wyoming at Illinois. My pick is the Fighting Illini. The
Lee
Illini.
You got him. The Fighting Illini. There we go.
That's what I'm saying.
They should be called the because they beat Ohio State in Ohio State.
Well,
Ohio State was
no,
number one
they
back in
can't be
2008.
called the because the is trademarked by Ohio State. The Ohio State University.
Just the it's just for that, but it's not actually the word the.
I'm pretty sure it is.
They don't actually own true ownership of the word the over other than for merchandise. They don't own it for anything else.
Hey,
Oh
man,
my god.
I don't
I'm not trying
understand
to
where
get
that even.
trademarked.
Where did that even come from? I don't even know where that actually came
Copyright
from. The Josh
Oh
is
my
taking.
God.
Ooh, Josh is taking Wyoming.
Wyoming.
Ooh, give me the
Josh
the
is
Fighting
Josh.
Josh Allens. Okay. Give me the Fighting Illini. I literally live an hour away from downtown Champaign.
You should go to the game.
Fighting Illini. I could get a ticket for $5. Nobody goes to see the Fighting Illini play. But no. So yeah, give me the Fighting Illini. The Fighting Juice Williams.
Is there anything good in Illinois other than Chicago? And even then, Chicago's not really that great of a place.
See that? Why do you think every college football fan in Illinois is a Notre Dame fan? Because nobody cares about Illinois or Northwestern.
That's true. Okay.
All right.
I'm taking Illinois, and Josh is taking Wyoming. Okay, next
Fair enough.
game we have
Next
Charlotte at FAU.
I got Charlotte winning this one. I do. I don't really
Ooh.
know why, but I'm taking Charlotte.
I'm gonna go with the former Fighting Lane Kiffins. So give me the FAU Owls.
Josh, nothing good is in Illinois.
That's true.
That's true. I'm gonna take. Wait. Oh, I'm taking FAU. I don't know why. I thought Charlotte, but no, Charlotte's terrible from what I remember. So I'm gonna take FAU. Josh, real quick, we need it. He's saying FAU. He says hoot hoot. I don't know why, but that's making me think of that movie with the burrowing owls. That was a book. Do you remember that movie? Hoot. Did you ever read that book?
I think so. Next game.
We have
Texas at UTEP.
UTEP is I think also up there as one of the worst teams in college football. Usually,
UTEP is terrible.
it's
me North
UTSA.
Texas.
UTSA is the other one that used to be really bad and then had a great season last year. UTSA.
You think
was
you don't think the Miners can pull it off?
North Texas.
not unless they're playing Kentucky in the national championship in the basketball national championship.
I'm
That's
glad
the
I
only way
stopped
they're gonna
myself
be
from making a Matt Ariza joke, but
Give me North
Okay.
Texas.
North Texas.
NC, baby.
give me North Texas.
I'm taking North Texas as well. FYI, for those who didn't know, I also won our Pickems last year. I won actually nothing. I just
Wait,
got
was
to
it
lord over you guys.
wasn't North Texas? Wasn't that
You got
the
the
team
crown.
that did that like fake? Was it fair catch?
Arkansas.
And then ran it back for,
Arkansas.
Yeah, and ran it
Yep.
back for a touchdown.
So our next game and the final game of Saturday, which is the official week 0,
And
is
it's
our
and it's
$1 ticket game.
definitely it's our
Yeah.
$1 ticket game. Well, shouldn't that be the last? Shouldn't it be like the last game actually that we do then?
Well, we're just gonna go by days, so we'll just do our $1 ticket game now because it's like based on like the certain days. So Saturday,
The Fighting Vanderbilt
You guessed
Commodores versus
you
the
guessed it.
Fighting
Versus-
Rainbow Warriors.
Hawaii. I mean, this is
in
this is
one-
up there with Vandy versus UConn for true $1 tickets. I'm sure
I'm
I
sure
can
you could
find
get
a
a ticket
ticket
for
for-
50 cents.
Yeah, but then
Yeah,
you'd have to pay $700 for a
They're
flight
probably-
out there.
They're paying people to go to this game.
They better if they pay me, they also better pay for my flight out there to come.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest though. Just the way that I chose this game was only because of the one guy that picked Vanderbilt to win the SEC. So I picked Vanderbilt.
Wait, Vanderbilt Hawaii is sold out? No way.
I picked Vanderbilt.
Hawaii has the worst stadium. It's literally crumpling because it's made of
Oh,
concrete. And
I was
guess
this
what? There's a
close-
lot of in Hawaii.
No,
Salt
listen.
water.
Listen, I was this close to going to the University of Hawaii out of high school. This fucking close.
Well, I'm
But
sure
I
you
ended
still would
up-
have been I'm sure you still would have been an Oregon fan, but you would have at least enjoyed the weather out there and be.
I
But you wouldn't have
decided
enjoyed being
not
called
to.
a Howley. I'm sure you
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
have enjoyed being
decided.
called.
I decided not to because I had a girlfriend and I wanted to live closer. That's the only reason.
That's a good enough reason.
So who are you?
I didn't
taking,
have a
Lucas?
girlfriend, so I just went wherever the hell I wanted.
Fair enough.
Where
Lucky
going,
you,
Lucas?
you two lucky bastards. You've had girlfriends.
Hey, you know what? I was
Why?
Also,
thinking-
I would have had to pay a lot to go to Hawaii because I wouldn't have got my college paid
Hey,
for. Like
you know what
they
though?
did.
It's funny story. I went to Illinois State, which is the FCS school that's like really good and usually competes with North Dakota State. I went
one
there.
of them.
It's more expensive to go to Illinois State than it is the U of I, like Illinois. So like, because nobody wants to go there. But
Okay, Ryan, who are you taking?
oh no, Lucas, go ahead first.
Are you taking
Vanderbilt.
Vandy?
Vanderbilt,
Vandy.
give me good old Vandy.
Okay, I'm taking Hawaii.
Ooh,
Okay. That's
And
It
Josh,
can
I'm the
literally
only
go
one. I
either
just
way.
realized I'm the only one taking Hawaii.
They're very
So-
bad.
So these are, I know they were both bad. So it's really, but these are the types of games that I would get right last year, where I was the only one that would take it, and that's how I ended up winning the Pickems last year. That's just how it worked out last year. Okay, next game we have the Ball State. What are they called there? Are they the Hurricanes? No.
These
Ball
next
State
couple
at
games.
Tennessee.
These next couple games are on Thursday, September 1st.
Oh, next Thursday.
So
Okay.
Ball State at Tennessee. Obviously, I'm going with Tennessee. Not only do I think the Vols are going to be good this year, Tennessee is my daughter's name, so I'm going with the
Wait,
Tennessee
really?
Volunteers.
really?
Yep.
Wait, is she born
Wait.
yet?
She is not quite born yet, but her name will be Tennessee. That is
When
her
do-
name.
when was she-
Have you actually agreed upon that with your girlfriend, or are you just saying this right now?
She was the one that came up with it.
So Tennessee McKnight.
Yep.
Tennessee McKnight.
Are you putting a ring on that before the baby comes?
Before? No.
How much longer do you have before your freedom is taken away by having to take care of that baby?
About 2 months.
Oh, you gotta get as much football in, dude. Because once that happens,
Yeah, I know.
your freedom is.
Hey, I'm going to two
God.
Ducks games. I'm going to 2 Ducks games in September.
There you go.
So,
There you go. So
Gotta get my games in.
around October or so. What's the?
Yeah,
somewhere
just
around
mid October.
Do I need to
Mid-October.
wait, Lucas? Does Uncle Ryan need to send over a Broncos baby outfit?
Lucas, can I volunteer to be the Godfather? I'm gonna make
Wait,
him an offer.
She's already got one, but she's already got one for it.
me and Connor can be the step godparents.
You better
Step
invite us to the
godparents.
wedding, bro.
Yes.
If there is one, I'll invite you to it. You'll be there.
We'll
All right,
figure it out.
so Ball State, Tennessee, obviously Tennessee. Unfortunately, I am not picking the best team in Indiana, but I have to go.
Well, no, wait. No, according to, oh, never mind. I'll wait.
No, it's your turn.
I'll wait. I'm saying for the next one.
Oh,
So give me Tennessee.
I'm taking
Give me
Tennessee as
Hendon
well.
Hooker.
yeah, and Ryan. Josh is taking Tennessee. It looks like. Okay, next we have the backyard brawl. Finally coming back after I think nearly over a decade away. I think last time they played was 2011. West Virginia at Pittsburgh.
I'm taking West Virginia in this game. I think that JT Daniels can actually be pretty decent for West Virginia this year, and so I'm going to
JT
take-
Daniels versus Keaton Slovis. Can't wait.
which
Yeah.
is so crazy.
The
They're both
USC.
from USC,
Yep.
and
They
now
both were at
Pitt and
US.
West
Were
Virginia.
they
That's so
at
weird.
USC at the same time?
Yes.
Yes,
They were.
Keaton-
Oh,
wait,
wow,
listen.
that's fantastic.
Keaton Slovis took JT Daniels' job. Think
Oh, you're
about
right.
that.
You're right.
Yep, and
I'm
then,
pre-
and
and
then
actually-
of course Jackson Dart took Keaton Slovis's
Slovis's
job, and
job.
now he's not even.
And
at
now
USC.
Dart's at
So it's like
Pittsburgh.
super weird. Jackson Dart's at Ole Miss. Now,
Oh,
so
Ole
it's
Miss.
like-
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Ole Miss.
so-
I forgot about that.
I'm gonna.
so it's like super. It's super weird.
Which actually, funny enough, that's the reason I took West Virginia in this game because I think JT Daniels is going to come out here with something to prove. Well, I think Pitt might be the more talented team. Give me West Virginia. This is the backyard brawl, man. This is a rivalry game, week 1. So, yeah, give me the Mountaineers.
I just wish it was played last week of the season, like 2007. Man, West Virginia fans will never.
You know
live
that,
down.
hey, and you know what, Connor? West Virginia's going to be singing "Country Roads Take Me Home." after
Well,
that game.
I'll have to learn those lyrics to heart because that's where I'm moving. So I was really tempted to take Pitt just because Pittsburgh, in my experience, when watching my team, Virginia Tech, and other teams coming into Heinz Field, despite it not being a full stadium, Heinz Field just has this aura of doom and gloom about it. Like your team is just going to suck no matter
the
what
turf,
happens.
like the field, is disgusting.
Well, it's not just that. It's just like it's literally Virginia Tech's personal hell house. Is
Also,
Heinz Field.
Lucas, I mean,
Like
Connor,
some of the worst games I've ever seen Virginia Tech play have been at Heinz Field.
Connor, it's not even called Heinz Field anymore.
I'm still gonna call it that because I don't know what the new one's called.
It's Heinz Field, dude.
Um,
Moving on.
because I'm taking. Shoot.
You're taking West Virginia. Don't fucking go for any team in Pittsburgh. Connor, you're a Baltimore Ravens fan. If
Yeah,
you
that's
ever
true.
go for a
Okay.
teem in Pittsburgh,
West-
you are a hater. Or you're
That's
not
true,
a
and I
hater,
will go-
but you're just different.
Well, it's also because
Okay.
I don't hate West Virginia as much as I do Pitt, but that's only because West Virginia and Virginia Tech have barely played each other over the past since I became a VT fan. So I don't hate them as much. So I'm going to take
Okay.
West Virginia only because I hope that picking them will give me some good juju moving to West Virginia for my new job going
Yes.
forward. So I might have to travel up there for a game if I ever get the chance, but it's probably not going to be for a while, unfortunately, because that's going to be like
Next
a
game.
3-4 hour drive. Okay, next game we have Central Michigan does it at Oklahoma State.
I'm taking Oklahoma
Central
State.
Michigan
Like I
does
said-
it.
Like I said before, I think that Oklahoma State's probably going to win their conference. So I'm taking Oklahoma State in this one.
Yep, give me the real OSU.
OSU. I'm taking Oklahoma State as well. I think they're gonna want to prove a point and make sure that never happens again. Because, like I said before, that game and that last play that shouldn't have happened cost them probably a college football playoff.
But Connor,
appearance.
would you be surprised if Central Michigan or Old Dominion upset Virginia Tech or Oklahoma State?
Probably
something
not,
always
but
something weird always happens in week 0. Something always happens.
there's always. I mean, that's why we love college football so much. It doesn't matter what week it is. There's gonna be some major upset somewhere, pretty much, that is totally unexpected. Even if I could say, Ohio State's gonna beat this team and they lose, and oh my god, it's so shocking. But
wasn't it
it's
something last year or the year? Oh yeah, it was last year that it was the first year that in a long time that in 1 week all of the top 10 teams won. Every single
there was
top 10
one
team
week.
won.
Yeah, that was and then there was 1 week where I think there was another week where the most number of top 25 teams won that didn't actually lose. It was 22 or 23 of the top 25 won, because obviously you see kind of a lot of teams bouncing around and stuff. Okay, next game we have
Penn
Penn State at Purdue. Unfortunately for Purdue, Penn State is not ranked inside the top 5, and it's not at Penn State. Otherwise, Purdue all the way.
Yep.
So
yeah, I'm going Penn State because of those reasons, and also because I think
quite
that Penn
literally
State-
just because of those reasons.
I also think that Penn State isn't a bad team. I think that Sean Clifford's actually going to have a decent season, not a great season, but I think he's going to be decent. And I think that Penn State's going to win this game.
Okay. Give me the Boilermakers, a.k.a., according to Big Game Boomer, the best team in the state of Indiana. So
Which
give
is
me
that's the only
Nope.
reason why you don't like you never want anything.
No,
big
it's literally
game
his
ever posted in
credibility
this shit.
immediately went down when he said Purdue's the best team in Indiana. But
Yeah, because it's obviously Ball State. Like, what the hell?
yeah,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
definitely we all know that's Ball State. Duh. I mean, we all know that. I mean, didn't actually Ball State almost beat Notre Dame last year? Actually, at one point.
or
they
no,
beat
it
two.
was the 2018 season, the year we went to the playoff and beat Michigan week 1.
Oh, weren't they winning and then you scored at like the last?
Yeah, so
the last minute or
we
something?
beat Michigan and it was like a top 10 matchup week 1 with Brandon Wimbush, and then we almost lost to we almost lost to Bowling Green and Ball State back to back. So, but
you were Oklahomaing it very badly.
yes. But no,
All right, Connor, who you got?
I'm taking Penn State. I think Aiden O'Connell is a better cornerback than Sean Clifford, but I just think it's kind of funny. I think like we said, Purdue does have that weird thing where they overperform when they're playing a really high good team. They meet their match, they're able to play up to them. But once they're kind of like given some credibility and stuff, they kind of fall apart.
I just think Purdue has a lot of hype coming into this year. Probably the most hype they've had in a long time. So
yeah.
What's Josh doing? Is he going to Penn State or Purdue?
Oh, he says Nittany Lions. He's taking Penn State. Okay. Next we have Louisiana Tech at Missouri.
This is a stupid game, but I had to fill up the teams that we had for the games that we had for these weeks. So Louisiana Tech, I guess, is going to win this game. I think, honestly, they're probably going to win this game by, like, 3 touchdowns because I think Missouri's probably pretty bad. I don't know. I have no idea about Missouri, to be honest with you. But I know that Louisiana Tech had a good season last year other than losing to Texas, who's bad. So, yeah, give me Louisiana Tech.
No, you're wrong. Louisiana Tech sucked. They had 1, 2. They had 3
I thought
wins.
they had a good year last year.
No, they only had 3 wins.
Can't take it back, Lucas.
They were 3-9. You want to take it back?
I'm not taking it back. I think Missouri sucks.
All right.
Missouri, what was their
I'm gonna go MIZZOU. Go Tigs. Where I was actually gonna originally go to college because they have the best sports journalism program in the country. So give me the Tigs.
The Fighting Drew Locks, baby.
Yeah,
yeah, Missouri.
But you gotta do that. You gotta do this, Lucas.
Oh.
You gotta do the
Missouri was
buzz.
6-7 last year, so I'm gonna take Missouri. Give me Mizzou, and Josh is also taking Mizzou. Okay, next we have New Mexico State again at Minnesota.
Minnesota. Because I'm pretty sure they have Muhammad Ibrahim back.
Yep, they do.
He tore his ACL or whatever.
He was really good last year before he tore his ACL, and so
he was the reason why they almost beat Ohio State week 1.
So since Lucas went the daughter route, I'm gonna go that way too. My daughter's name is Ophelia, and so like when she was little, I used to call her Gopher. So for that reason, I'm gonna go with the Golden Gophers.
That's a cute name. Ophelia Fravel, or what's the last name?
Yeah. Yep.
That's cute. Ophelia.
That's
a beautiful
named after a Lumineer song.
Okay. Interesting choice. Okay. I'm taking Minnesota. Give me the Golden Gophers. The best sports team in all of Minnesota. Okay. Because the Twins literally have the longest losing streak in playoff history. Haven't won a playoff game in
And the Vikings just have Kirk Cousins that evidently added fucking to his. Did you like that? You like that?
Well, okay. I don't know why everyone hates on Kirk Cousins because his numbers were
Cousins
very
is nice.
comparable. If you look at his numbers as raw stats last year, he was pretty much comparable to Aaron Rodgers.
I think it's more because there are so many memes. There are so many memes surrounding Kirk Cousins, like the Monday Night Football thing, where he could never win a Monday Night Football game for some reason.
Yeah.
But
Next game, Western Michigan at Michigan State.
So the next game is actually going to be Northern Arizona at Arizona State. And the reason is because this is also on that same Thursday as the ones we just did. But
okay.
This is a filler game because Ryan asked me to add another game, and this is the best game that I could think of. Northern Arizona could easily beat Arizona State in this game, I think, because Arizona State, I think, is really bad. But I'm going to go ASU.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm going to go ASU in this one, but I think that Northern Arizona quite literally could be Arizona State. I'm pretty sure Northern Arizona actually beat Arizona.
They did. They beat They ate them last year, yep.
Arizona was worse than UConn last year, so.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the Arizona State isn't far off this year, and I think that dipshit's going to get fired.
Herm Edwards. So you're taking Northern Arizona?
I'm taking ASU. I think they still win, but I think it'll be a close game.
Okay,
I'm going to go ASU as well.
Is the next game after this going to be the Michigan State game?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, Josh, we need your choice.
It would have been a perfect segue if we would have kept it the way it was, because you go from Minnesota, PJ Fleck, the new row of the boat, to the old row of the boat.
That's true.
Yeah, but I wanted to keep it the same date, just in a row.
Okay.
Because these next games that are coming up are September 2nd on Friday.
Okay.
Which will be happening while we're streaming.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so next one is Western Michigan and Michigan State.
Oh, I didn't say. Ryan,
Did
what
you
did you
say
say? You saying?
I said ASU.
I'll take ASU. Josh almost went to ASU as well.
This next one, I'm obviously going to go Michigan State. I mean, they have Broussard from Colorado, who I think is going to be a really good running back. So they actually have a pretty good guy coming in for Kenneth Walker. So Michigan State for sure in this one for me.
Go Sparty. That's all I got to say.
Sparty. Josh, we need it. Okay, next we got what? Temple at Duke.
This obviously
God,
even could have been a $1 game of the week.
Yeah, they were.
Honestly, I don't think Temple is that bad, but they did have a lot of transfers.
I will say before we
Jaden Blue to
before we get into this, you guys remember Damari Mathis, right? A quarterback for Georgia that went through the whole brain thing, had to have brain surgery. You guys remember that?
Maybe.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the Georgia starting quarterback until Justin Fields transferred there. Or DeJuan Mathis, that's what it is, DeJuan Mathis. Well,
DeJuan Mathis, yeah,
so
I remember him because he started a game.
Yeah, he had the whole brain thing. He had to get brain surgery or something, and they said he'd never play football again. Well, he just got named QB1 of the Temple Owls. So
nice.
For that reason, I'm going to go Temple.
Yep. I already have Temple down, and I'm taking Temple anyways.
It's also a feel good story, which who doesn't love a feel good story?
Josh is taking. He's saying everyone over Duke. Fuck Duke. But I think that's just. I will admit, I switched it from Temple to Duke, but I kind of want to go with Temple as well. Go back to Temple. Because I think it's just a clean sweep, I think.
Also, can I say the year that Temple was really good and was like a top 15 team? Remember the game that they played? Remember the game they played Notre Dame at Lincoln Financial Field?
Oh yeah, and it was sold out.
Yeah, that was So, but the next game,
we got Illinois at Indiana.
Oof.
I'm taking the Fighting Illini in this one.
Ooh.
Yep.
I'm going with the Fighting Illini too. Yep. Brendan Peters.
Does Indiana, because they don't have Penix Jr. anymore. He's at
Washington. He just got named the QB1. Yep.
At Washington. I'm going to stick with mine. I'm going to go Indiana.
Ooh,
Let's see what Josh says. Well, I've been the only one that's taken Indiana. Josh, we need it. Go on, Josh. We can't move on until we see what Josh says. and I can write it down. Also, Josh, going forward, each week, just message me your choices for this, and I will just say them out loud when we're doing the pickups. Okay, man?
So we are moving on because I don't want to wait for him.
Okay. TCU at Colorado.
TCU. Colorado is the worst team in the Pac-12, easily. So TCU.
Give me
Josh
the
is taking
fighting.
Indiana.
Give me the
Split.
fighting Andy Daltons, the Horned Frogs. I actually think TCU is going to be really good in the Big 12 this year. So yeah, and also the Buffs. They just suck. Like they might go 0-12 this year. Let's be real.
Which sucks because they were good. 2018? They were actually really
They're
good.
top 10. Top 10 team.
Okay, but give me TCU. I just want Colorado and Michigan to play each other again, and Colorado beats Michigan in the Big House, like that. What happened? What 93? Yeah, give me TCU, and then the game
of the week.
The most dreaded game of the entire weekend, or the entire week 0.
I think we can all agree.
At ODU.
I think we can all agree that this could be a very close game, but also I think we can all agree that we have Virginia Tech winning this game.
And then watch, we're going to all be wrong, and VT will lose by.
We could be
14
wrong.
again.
Ryan, don't even act like you have ODU winning this. Shut up right now. I see your face. Shut up. You know you have Virginia Tech.
I actually have Old Dominion on the paper. I'm not even joking.
Up, dude.
Okay, you're saying it. We're marking it down right here, right now. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm joking. I'm actually going with VT.
I'm gonna pull a Stewie and I'm gonna fly to your house and smack the shit out of you. I'm gonna pull a Stewie and fly to you.
Hey, but you know what? I'll say this. VT, but closer than the experts think.
So less than 8.5. They're gonna win by like a touchdown.
A field goal.
I will literally be. I'll be watching the game right here, and I will be dying watching it. You will get to watch firsthand my reaction to it. Okay.
Oh, that's gonna be hilarious to watch. Everybody.
Honestly, what I might keep doing is once we're done, I might just keep streaming my reactions to the game. You guys just leave, and I'm just like, hey guys, I'm just gonna stream this. You're just gonna see me go insane over the course of the day, over the course of the stream. Okay. That's probably what we'll do. Do you want me to do that? Because I can do that. I can stream the game.
I will love for you to do that. Unfortunately, guys, I do have to go. I know we're
okay.
Well,
Josh
we're getting ready to tune off anyway.
Josh is taking VT as well. So that is it, guys, for this. We'll be back we'll actually be back tomorrow for our
fantasy draft
stream. Josh, hit me up. I will send you a link so you can join us.
And just so everyone knows,
we also have Blake join. We have Blake Harris join.
The fantasy draft. The fantasy draft the stream will be starting at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern,
1 p.m.
Pacific.
Western, whatever you want to call it.
And also, real quick, for anyone who is still watching, Josh mainly, go check out the edits, the videos that are posted on the channel. I just released a college football pump up a couple of days ago. According to
Ryan's
Lucas
also working.
And Connor.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, best video ever by far. So go check it out. Show some love.
Ryan will also be putting out ones for each of our NFL teams, plus one team from each other remaining division, and then they'll do one for the entire NFL.
So
that'll probably come out week 2 at this rate of the NFL season.
But
yeah, so this has been the Week 0 podcast. We'll be back here tomorrow afternoon.
Take us out, Connor.
For our draft for Lucas, Ducks by 13, McKnight. For Ryan, raising Kion, however you want to say his name, for Bama. Keon for Bama Fravel. I'm Connor. Give me corn versus the Wildcats, Doherty. This has been the Week 0 podcast. We will be back tomorrow, guys, for our fantasy drafts. Until then, stay safe and have a great night.